Hello, this is Gray Hughes. You might have noticed that I removed two of the videos that I put out yesterday on the Zack Stoner killing. I had inadvertently, or hadn't really thought about it, but I put the name of the person on Twitter who filmed the cars, or one of the people on Twitter who filmed the cars down below where the incident took place, and I put his name. Now, he had his name on Twitter and so forth, and I was just trying to give him credit for his own video. Okay, but a lot of people said, oh, you put him in danger, and I thought, well, maybe I have, so I deleted those videos. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a video today analyzing the footage. Now, we actually have two different video clips filmed by two different people, but in the same apartment building. All right, now I don't have both of their names to show you, but I am going to put those clips together, and you can actually edit them together where they sync up, meaning both cameras actually pick up the same events but different angles. Okay, so let's get started on that right now. And if you remember, this is ZackTV, and this is when he was interviewing Irene. He was shot in the head and neck and passed away yesterday. The first thing we should do, though, is take a look at where this accident happened in Chicago. So on a larger scale, you come zooming in here, and there's Polk Street right here. That's Polk Street. And this is West Harrison Street, and the incident actually occurred on South Clark Street. Now let's take a look down here. You can actually see the shadow of the one street lamp right there, and this is where Zack's vehicle hit, that very street lamp. So before we go down the street view, I'm going to show you these two rectangles that are on the ground right there, and as we come into street view, we will see that those items are on the ground. Now the thing is this shot right now is from September 2014, and amazingly, if you just go a little bit down the street, it changes to July 2017. So here are those darkened rectangles right there, and here is the street lamp, and Zack's vehicle crashed right into the street lamp right here. Vehicle that was working was about right here, and the other vehicle was right there, and the two video clips were filmed from somewhere up in this building right there. Okay, so that's usually something I like to show people to give them an idea about location. And right there, and this building right here is where the incident was filmed from. So this is the newer shot by some YouTuber, or I don't know what site this is, but this is the icon on the video, Iconic Chronic. And yes, I know what that means. So in this video right here, we see a guy in white right here and a guy in white right there. That's all we can really make out right at the very beginning. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the video from start to finish first, and try to see if you can hear something. I enhance the audio, see if you can make out what it said, and I'll play it all by itself twice for you. But in the middle, I'm going to go over what I see in the video. All right, so let's just play it all the way through once.
Some people just got murdered.
Okay, so that's about it for both shots, but if you can see, they overlap. So right now people are getting out of that car, and then I pick it up with the other camera. But right now you can see them originally. This camera angle here gets shaky at parts, so it's hard to use it for all of it, but it did do a good job of picking up this portion right here. Alright, so let's start back here. So we start off, we see a guy in white, and there's his shadow, and then there's a guy in white there, and we don't see his shadow because of the angle. He's getting a shadow off this light. He's right below the light, right next to it, so he just barely offsets, so his shadow is going to be smaller and just off to the side there. Alright, and then right at this moment, this person in red here came out of the car as well. Let's see, it looks like out of the front passenger side. And they have a red shirt on, and they hustle over to the vehicle that Zack was driving, and then a guy in a white shirt follows right behind him in there. And then he steps out almost immediately, but the guy in red stays in there, and right now he comes back out and then gets back in, so he's right there, gets back in the rear passenger door side of that vehicle. Now that guy in white, he seemed to be pretty clever when he was out here and he saw this black car driving by. Watch what he does. He keeps his vehicle exactly in between him the whole time. Look at that. And then as soon as it drives away, sees that white vehicle, he wasn't as nervous. And that's right when they were going to gather everybody and take off. This guy in red gets in the back rear passenger side. Now, one thing I noticed that was pretty interesting that I haven't heard anybody else mention yet is I'm wondering if there was an injury of one of these people. Watch this guy in the red here. He seems, or what? Excuse me. Watch the guy in the white right here. Watch the guy in the white right here. He starts hopping around. Okay, I'm going to play it now. Just keep your eye right here. Watch what he does. Watch. See that? He's hopping on his right foot like something happened to his left foot, I think. Let's see that again. Or actually, maybe he's hopping on his right foot. It's really hard to say. Either that or he's dancing. But let's just, for the sake of argument, let's say he got shot in the leg or something. And maybe he's the one that's saying, get a towel, because he needs something. So maybe there was an exchange of gunfire. There's no mention of that, but I'm just saying, or maybe he got hurt when this car crashed. I don't know. Okay, but let's go back to here again. So at the beginning, the guy in red right there, there's two guys in white and another person in white. So obviously this person in white got out of the passenger seat in the back, the same door that the guy in red goes into later. So he gets out, and the guy in red runs into the vehicle that Zack was driving. And the guy in white that got out of the back passenger seat follows him. Then he immediately goes out and doesn't go into the car. This dark car walks by. This person keeps this vehicle in between the black vehicle almost perfectly. Look at that. And then he sees that white car coming and then runs around because everybody right now is about ready to take off. The guy in the red, we don't know what he was doing in there. He came out, got in the car, and pulled out. Now what I was looking for, however, was any sign of a flash inside that car. And if there was, you'd really be able to see it in those windows. So let's go frame by frame. He's just sprinting into that door right now. Now, the codec on this kind of made it almost look like a ghostish type thing when the guy in red, he was running really quick right there. Watch. So the compression didn't work very good on the video right there, but I can already see people saying, oh, look at it, he turned into smoke and then he jumped into the car. No, that's not what happened. So the guy in red is in the vehicle right now. So let's go frame by frame, and if you can see inside the car light up just once, that means there was gunfire in that car. Or, you know, I guess you could put a flashlight really quick. But I'm trying to find if there's a gunshot at this point. And I'm going to do it until the guy in red leaves the vehicle. So I'm going frame by frame. Haven't seen anything light up inside that car. And it looks like the guy in red's just leaving the vehicle right now. You can still see part of him in, like the backside of him in that vehicle. Okay, now here he comes. He comes running out. And it's blurry again. There's a whole bunch of different artifacts on this video. And you see him right here. He's running. Now he's going to go into the back rear left door. The same door that the guy in white had come out of originally. So right now he opens up the back rear left door, gets inside, and then he's going to shut the door. All right. Now this is when everybody's calling everybody, hey, come on, let's get out of here. And they all start running from this car, the disabled vehicle that's in the street, and they all go back to the vehicle that was working. Now the guy in red who had got in the back rear left door has creeped across to the right side and is going to get out of the car and let everybody else in first. So two people got in the back, then he gets in. He's the third person in the back seat. The car pulls off. The car pulls off before he's even in the vehicle. So what's interesting about this is that means the driver never left that vehicle the whole time. All right, so everything that we're watching right here, there's a driver in the driver's seat right there the whole time. Because watch this, when they're loading back in, the guy in the red gets out. Those two people right there, I think this is probably a female right there. And if you notice right there, appears to be a cell phone, that bright spot right there. Appears to be a cell phone. The person in white lets that person in first, then follows right behind, gets in. Then the other person in white gets in the passenger seat of that car, and then it takes off right as the guy in red was the third person to get into the back seat. So there was a driver that had never left that vehicle. So there's 5 people in this car, and it looked like earlier. Let's see, when we first see this scene, there's 3 people in white, and there's a person in black right there. They come running, it looks like they're running this direction. I don't know if they're going across the street. And there's another person in white, and they just seem to be taking off somewhere else. Because when you come back here, I only see 2 people in white now that are going to be taking off in that car. So the person that was in all black, and the person, unless that's the same person, but it looked like a different person, he was bigger. The person in white and the person in all black, I believe, actually left the scene. So right now, the guy in red again, he gets out the back, lets the person in black and white get in the back seat first, then he follows, gets in right behind him, right there. And the person in white gets into the passenger front seat, and the driver who was already in there pulls the car away. And that's the final shot right there. Okay, so that's my analysis of it. I think it's possible, there's 2 scenarios here, that this car pulled up on a scene where there was nobody in this vehicle, perhaps. And they got out and went into this car to take stuff, and this car to take stuff, but the shooter that was in this vehicle had already left the scene. That's possible. Or it could be that these people were working together and this car broke down, so some of them got into this car. But as you notice, one of the persons in white and the other person in black left the scene. So there was 7 people total that we could see. So let's count these again, just so we know this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's go back to here first. All right, so we see 3 people. 1, 2, 3 right there, and then a 4th. All right. So let's just, right now we see 4th. Now we know there's a driver, so let's just say 5. There's already 5 people in the scene. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5th is the driver in that vehicle. Now a 6th shows up in all black right there. Now that person does head towards, so maybe that's the person that got into that vehicle, and maybe they're the one that is in this shot right here. Maybe that's the person when we zoom in. It could be this person right there. So there's either 6 or 7 people, and the one in all black could be this person right there. But one person did actually just leave the scene. That other person in all white. And you actually see them just walk away. Watch. Right there. This person in all white. See that? They just start heading away right there. Now that's not the one that was injured though. The one that seemed to be injured. Let's watch that part again. So just watch that guy. Watch how his movements. See that he's like hopping on one foot, but it seemed like he switched feet at one point, so that's why it's a little bit weird. But maybe he's in some pain of some sort. But he is one of the ones that got into the working vehicle and drove away. So I'm sorry for the long-winded discussion on that, but I kept noticing different things as I was going along. I actually forgot I was going to let you guys listen to and watch the whole video one last time and see if you can make out what's being said. And if you think of something, write it down in the comment section.
Some people just got murdered. Damn, some people just got murdered.
And I think that's all I have for you guys today. I do want to say that I wish that YouTubers would be a little bit more mindful of what they say on YouTube. We don't know what the motive behind it was, but I think we could all be a little kinder to each other and not try to suggest that individuals are part of some larger scheme all the time. It gets really old, all right? So until next time, everybody, be safe out there.